You're just funny. It's funny, the way you tell the story and everything.
Funny how?
Come here, though. Yeah, he's crazy, see? Who are you?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Are you ready?
I feel like I need to work on not being so monotone. You have a great speaking voice.
Oh, thanks, bud. Well, you can practice now on video and audio. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ben Mangum.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. This is a round 2 podcast.
I know, I'm excited.
This is cool.
I get a redemption to make this one a lot more interesting for the people.
No, the last one was very impactful. I actually got a lot of people that asked me about some stuff,
Oh, really?
like photography and videography and stuff. Yeah. So,
Awesome.
so we're here. If you guys don't know, I don't know if I'm going to post this one first or second, but we're doing another podcast where Ben's helping me do the audio and video and photography and everything.
Just wrapping it up
Wrapping it up.
for the most part.
Being my go-to. But we're at the Volo Foundation doing a really cool and interesting podcast for the climate correction they're doing. But we had a couple minutes before our next podcast here, so we figured we'd do a podcast.
Yeah, be a little productive on our downtime.
Yeah, that's how we
And
do it.
waiting for the food, too.
That's probably the big reason. Yeah. But how are things, man? So you were going to
Doing
move.
well. Yeah,
But now
I was
you're not.
supposed to move to Boston. My girlfriend turned down her job. Just wasn't a good fit for her, so
Yeah.
moved back up to Lady Lake, Florida.
Nice.
More northern central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Closer to family, so that's doing well. Definitely took not necessarily a reset, but like a focus of like, okay, let's really, this is where you are.
Yeah.
Quit thinking too far ahead in the future and really like start to focus on what do I want to do.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And are you starting to find that answer?
yeah.
What you wanna do?
I think the more you do, the more action you take, the more things start to feel real. So it's like, okay, this is what I want to do. And
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah, the more videos that I've done for businesses, the more I realized how fulfilling it is and how much of an impact I can have and really help people grow their business or whatever problems they may be having. So that's basically what I do.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Solve business problems with like content, like video for the most part. Video business cards.
Yeah,
is what we
yeah.
call 'em.
Well, no, dude, I've noticed you've put out a lot more really interesting content on because you worked with a couple businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing their video footage. Now you making video cards for them, or you making promos, ads? What are you doing for them?
Yeah, I don't really call them promos. It's similar to a commercial, but basically I call them video business cards. I
love
went through
it.
a little film course, and that's where I learned it from. Shout out to the Video Warriors, Marcus Rideout, Nick Koyama. They're definitely
Shout out.
changed my life and kind of how I looked at video and how I see the value in it.
Mhm.
But basically, I want people to build relationships with their clients more, or like, for example, when they see your video, they know exactly what they're going to get. They know how you operate, not only what you do, but like the psychology behind of what you do, like the care that goes into it. They're like, even if I don't need that, they're like, wow, I need that. Like that person cares about
Yeah,
what they do, what makes them different, stuff like that. So
that's huge. Well, and I think that's important, right? Like if you're starting a business, I mean, there's so many ways now to get your name out, whether
Yeah.
it's a business card or social media or Instagram. And I think there's a lot of businesses out there, a couple that I've ran into in particular when I'm doing these podcast episodes, where they kind of say to themselves, nah, what I'm doing is working.
yeah.
And they don't understand that there's a guy or girl out there that's doing something a lot more creative, a lot more exciting for the younger generation. And, I always kind of look at it like the vegan trend that's going on, right? Like everyone thought this was going to be like a joke, but now like KFC's having vegan spots,
Yeah.
So it's very similar to a lot of professions where you got to be able to adapt. You got to be able
Yeah.
to innovate. And like the stuff that you're doing, I think is awesome because that's a lot of stuff, or that's a lot of content that people don't want to create because they're stuck in like the old ways of
Oh, yeah.
doing shit. So are you starting to see like a lot more people are getting more receptive to that stuff, or?
Yeah, you just hit the nail on the head. Like, if you're business is not online, if you don't at least have a website, have video, photo content, and you're not interacting with your clients, your business is not going to exist in the future. Like, and I think this is, what's happening now. You think like 2020, what's the future going to be? I think it's going to be online. Like, everything's online.
Do you see the like video creators? Because I've noticed, obviously, YouTube is filled with tons of video creators, and I get a lot of my stuff. I mean, how I learned how to podcast was based off YouTube. I didn't go to school for it. You know what I mean? And I know we've talked about this before, where Premiere Pro and some of the other great things you can learn on YouTube. But are you thinking that there's going to be like a cap where it's going to be too much content, and then there's going to be another platform, or what do you feel is going to be the future of like video creation?
I mean, obviously YouTube is saturated, but I think there are other platforms. I just realized how great Vimeo is and how great LinkedIn is. There's a lot of other platforms, and as corny as it sounds, as childish as it can be, I think TikTok's going to be a huge thing. Like, I just started my account yesterday.
Did you? Yeah.
And because I saw like Mark Zuckerberg say something, I saw Gary Vee say something, I'm like, whatever, I'll make it. I have 4 followers, and like 3 of my videos have like hundreds of views. Like, I don't know, you put a couple hashtags on there, and like, I don't know, the engagement's crazy. But
that's crazy.
To answer your question, I think a lot of things are going to be online. I don't think it's going to be a cap per se.
Right. Well, I think you just mentioned exactly what people aren't understanding, which is, and they need to understand it, is like TikTok is the thing. Let's just say.
Yeah. Whatever
so
it may be.
Be both places. Be YouTube. Be TikTok. Be Snapchat. Be Instagram TV. Like, you got to put out. If you're a business, you need to be everywhere, because there might be one person that really wants your product, but they don't want YouTube.
Yeah, and
right?
that's I think you don't have to look at it like, I'm not a YouTuber. Like, you're not supposed to be a YouTuber or whatever you want to call it. I think one simple thing is, like, in business, say someone buys and then they experience. Like, how can we get someone to experience before they buy, and they trust before they know you, instead of like having to, like, without video, without online content, I think it makes your sales process a lot longer and a lot harder.
I agree.
Because they have to trust you. They don't know who you are, but like, I think video is a good thing that helps with that. Not like you have to be a vlogger and like document every part of your day, but at least to show something that you look legit, and I mean, like I've said, build trust. Yeah.
Well, I always kind of think of it like when you go to the restaurant. Like, if you go to a restaurant and you're picking it, imagine beforehand when we had to pick our restaurants and there was no Yelp or reviews or photos of food. What if a menu didn't have pictures of the food or the description? It just said chicken sandwich. You don't know what it looks like, how's it going to taste. So the fact that there's reviews out there that people are experiencing it, you got to kind of think of like your business as you're doing video reviews.
Yeah.
Like, you're almost reviewing your business, and that's what's going to get people engaged, because that's what people look at now. Yeah. I mean, I even find myself like, how sometimes you use Google to ask, like, how do you make sweet potatoes? But now I actually watch videos. I used to read directions.
Yep.
Now I watch videos instead.
Of course, it makes everything easier.
Yeah, you just go straight to YouTube or, something like that and do it. So I think it's very important.
Yeah, and for example, to kind of like the chicken sandwich you just said, like, imagine not only like it looks good, but like the chef talks about like, how the chicken was raised, or however the batter was made, like those little details. It's like, wow, like, I'm like,
well, it's no secret there's like 35,000 cooking TV shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not like people are cooking it as they're watching it. They watch it because they like to see the process. So I would imagine, at least for me, I like to see that process with every business.
Yep.
So, like, I noticed you did one with the cruise a while ago, but what have you done recently with like video cards? Just as an example.
I had a family friend I did one for. He has a pressure washing business.
Oh, I think I did see that one,
Yeah, I saw that one. I did that one. I did a wedding coordinating business. I met them at weddings I was shooting, and like I saw them at 2 weddings in a row, and
oh, cool.
They were really nice, and so I just started talking to them about their business, and I realized they told me that their business was only based on word of mouth and referrals. I mean, they had social media, but I was like, wow, like, imagine if you had this video working for you.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of just basically everybody needs to see it before they even get on the phone with you,
They
before
do,
they
yeah.
email with you, so they know what you're all about.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. No, it's great.
Yeah, I've done those. Now I'm working on one for myself because I
You got to
felt
be the
silly.
practitioner. You got to do it.
Yeah, you have to own your product that you're selling or
Yeah.
own your service. You have to experience it. And
Well, and what's the end game? Because I know this last time we talked, you kind of weren't really sure, but it seems like you got a solid plan now.
yeah,
seems like,
that's
which is
when,
great.
Yeah, it feels good to finally do a bounce around, and then finally something sticks, and you realize what you can do. The goal, I would say, is to, right now do a couple of projects a month and just kind of like hire people on contract, and so I can expand and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I guess an agency sounds cool. I plan on teaming up with someone who does website development, SEO.
Oh, cool.
So all in one package. So you can have other services as well, not just video. So we can guarantee that people see your video with like
Oh, that's
search
cool.
engine optimization,
Yeah.
website development. But really just keep solving problems for people, just bigger and bigger, just keep making a bigger impact.
Yeah.
Because I really believe it can.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, the work shows too. So
Mhm.
I've noticed you've graduated from that. Hey,
Hi.
come on in if you want to come hang. We're just doing a podcast. Yeah. Do we need to move?
No, they set up my tables wrong.
Oh,
These
no.
tables?
Yeah, I should have
Ooh.
room for people to walk in and out.
Oh, because we can help if you need us to. We're going to head out at noon. Oh, man, it's noon right now. Okay.
Good, actually, let's help move that table over there.
Done.
Okay.
We'll do that. We'll just wrap up
Gotcha.
here real quick.
Thank you.
So this was great.
Yeah,
so
this was
is
fun.
how this is how you do the time.
Yeah.
This is how you
That was
maximize the
fun.
time. No, this is cool. But no, honestly, I mean, you've done a great job so far, and I'm
Thank
super
you.
excited where you're going to be a year from now, 5 years from now.
Thank you.
Looking forward to working with you more.
Yeah,
How
of
can people
course.
find you on Instagram, social? What do you got?
So go to my website, Mangum Multimedia, Mangum Multimedia. I'm going to have my own video business card up there soon, probably in the next week or so, and you can see what I'm all about. And
Tight.
if you'd like to, you can like us on Facebook at Mangum Multimedia. Instagram is Ben Shot You. Yeah, those are the main places.
Cool. And a lot of my vlogs and the podcasts that I do, some of the big ones like the Volo Foundation, the ones you see, it's all because of this guy. And FYI, he also did my wedding, so if you like that video, he did that footage too.
Gee,
So
that feels like forever ago. I
know, it was
I
only
kinda
like
cringe
18
at
months.
it, but at the growth for myself. But I think
from
everybody.
that to what you've
Yeah.
done, dude, it's big. So it's always
Thanks.
good to see, man.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, go follow this guy. Do me a
Go
favor.
follow Tony.
Peace.